Hey, it's Amy with Thrive Nutrition RDN. Today my family has a Cub Scout family picnic. So we're going to be at a local park and everyone has to bring a side dish. I am going to bring panzanella, which is one of my personal favorites, my boys' favorites, and it's super Mediterranean. So to start with, we'll work on the vinaigrette. For our vinaigrette, we are going to put everything in this trusty mason jar. You could also put it in a bowl with a whisk. I like the mason jar because we can pop it in, put the lid on, shake it, and you're done. First, we're going to add half of a cup of olive oil, one of the wonderful ingredients in the Mediterranean eating pattern. Next, we will add a teaspoon of honey, right? And it just gives it a little sweetness. And why is the honey jar always so sticky? Anybody else? Okay, then we will add half of a teaspoon of kosher salt. I've got my salt right here. And in. Then we'll add our ground black pepper, a quarter teaspoon, which is just a few turns of the pepper grinder here. Then half of a teaspoon of Dijon mustard. Well, end of the life on the Dijon. In. Then it's red wine vinegar, 3 tablespoons. So we need our oil and then our acid to make a vinaigrette. 2 and 3 in. And then finally, we are adding a garlic clove. So I'm putting mine through my garlic press, squeezing it through. You could also mince it with a knife, and you can also buy pre-minced garlic in those lovely jars at the grocery. So we have everything in here. We're just going to give it a shake, and then it's done. And I love these leak-proof lids, the best. A little shake, our vinaigrette is done. Next, let's go work on the salad. Our next step in our panzanella is to make our breadcrumbs. We are going to saute stale bread. You definitely want day-old bread, and that's what panzanella means. It's a Tuscan bread salad using day-old bread that gets crisped up and then it soaks up our vinaigrette. So we're gonna saute it. Check it out. We have 4 tablespoons of olive oil in our pan. We're going to add our bread, which we've cubed up. Spread it evenly. And then we're gonna let it cook for about a minute to 2 minutes on each side. Stir it, and it's gonna turn a nice golden brown, and that's when we know it's done. Our bread cubes are just about finished. You can see they're getting a nice golden brown, getting really, really crispy. So at this point, I'm gonna flip a few over, and it'll be about 30 seconds till they're all done. We'll add the veggies, and our salad will come together. Now it's all about the veggies. I have 1 pint of cherry tomatoes, which I've sliced in half, in the bowl, and then I've also cubed up a yellow bell pepper. We want everything about the same size, so they're cut into, I'd say, a 1/2 to 3/4 inch dice. Now it's time to do the orange bell pepper. And you could use any pepper that you like. Maybe you really like green or red. Any of those will do. So we want to cut into sections and then we do our dicing. Come on through, make sure you're pinching your knife, holding it correctly, keeping these fingers, the claw hand, keeping your fingers out of the way. Just gonna cut this one in half. Go right through with my knife. And bell peppers are very high in vitamin C. They're actually higher in vitamin C than oranges. So oranges tend to get, the fame for vitamin C, but there are a ton of other fruits and veggies that are actually higher than oranges. Strawberries and kiwis for one. Let's keep going. I just love the color of this dish. It's really bright, definitely summery. Now I'm gonna cut my cucumber. So I've peeled it and I've taken the seeds out. And that is because the seeds can tend to be a little bit bitter, so I like to take them out. But if it doesn't bother you, don't worry about it. Slice it, let's see. I'm gonna slice this one down into thirds. turn, line everything up. We keep our fingers out of the way. We're doing a nice dice that matches the size of everything else. Then we're gonna put it in the bowl and add the feta. Our cucumber is going into our bowl. Just look at all these colors. We've got green, we've got orange, red, yellow, so beautiful. And the more colors we have, the more different nutrients we're getting. I'm gonna add a 1/4 cup of feta. Then we're adding our lovely bread cubes right in. Typically, I would add Kalamata olives to this, and I even add red onion, really thinly sliced. But since I am making this for families, especially kiddos, they tend to not love onion and some tend to not love olives. But one of my 8-year-olds actually really loves olives. But for this case, especially because it's for a group, I'm leaving them out today. Now we've got everything in here. I've added these crispy, yummy bread chunks. Well, they're like croutons really, and that's what makes it a panzanella, a Tuscan bread salad. I'm gonna give our dressing one more shake, and we will mix it on. So you never want to dump the whole dressing on because you could overdress the salad and then it's just kind of gloppy. We're gonna do, let's see, maybe about half. Give it a mix. And this is where, oh, you can just hear the crispy bread and you just know it's gonna be so good. Oh, the colors, love it. So I can tell that this is probably enough dressing, but we just crisped up that bread, so it's gonna soak up a little bit more dressing. And if you were going to make this ahead of time, you would wanna keep your croutons or bread chunks separate and then add them in the dressing right before you serve it. So now's the best time for taste testing. We always want to taste test for seasonings. We all have our own cooking intuition. So let's see. You guys, this is a winner. It's sweet, savory, crispy, crunchy, all the things that you want in a salad. And who doesn't want sourdough croutons in their salad? Now, for making it your own, you could add whatever veggies you like. I've definitely put basil in here. If you don't really like feta, you could add some fresh mozzarella chunks, definitely with basil and tomato. That would be like a caprese panzanella. Make it your own. Pick your favorite veggies. Trust me, you're gonna love this one. It's great to bring to potlucks. I'm gonna pack it up so I can bring it to the Cub Scouts.